This video is on the topic of leaf structure and its adaptations for photosynthesis. Leaves are the main plant organ responsible for photosynthesis, since they contain most of the chlorophyll needed for the process to occur. The specific structure of leaves facilitates the process of photosynthesis in a plant. The main tissue types in a leaf include epidermal tissue, palisade mesophyll, spongy mesophyll, and xylem and phloem found in vascular bundles. The upper epidermis is comprised of a single layer of tightly packed cells which forms the upper outer boundary of the leaf. These cells do not contain chloroplasts and are transparent to allow light to enter the palisade mesophyll cells. The cells of the upper epidermis secrete a waxy substance that forms a protective layer on top of the leaf called the cuticle. This prevents water loss from the leaf through evaporation. The palisade mesophyll layer consists of tightly packed column-shaped cells that contain many chloroplasts. This is the layer where most photosynthesis occurs in the leaf. Below the palisade mesophyll layer is the spongy mesophyll layer, which gets its name from the loosely packed cells with large internal air spaces between them. These air spaces increase the surface area to volume ratio to maximize the diffusion of gases such as carbon dioxide. The lower epidermis contains guard cells that surround the stomata. The guard cells are the only epidermal cells that contain chloroplasts, and they control the opening and closing of the stomata to allow carbon dioxide to diffuse into the leaf and oxygen to diffuse out. In most plants, stomata are found in a much greater concentration on the underside of the leaf to reduce water loss. The vascular bundle contains transport tissue which will move substances to and from the leaf. Transport tissue includes xylem, which transports water into the leaf for mesophyll cells to use during photosynthesis and for the process of transpiration, while phloem will transport sucrose and amino acids from the leaf to other parts of the plant. In an exam, you may be given a micrograph of a leaf and asked to identify some of the structures discussed. The structure of leaves ensures that maximum photosynthesis is occurring in the plant. One such adaptation is that the leaf has a large surface area to facilitate the diffusion of carbon dioxide and the absorption of light. A network of veins will ensure that water is transported to the cells of the leaf for use during photosynthesis, and that the carbohydrates produced during the process can be transported to the parts of the plant where it is needed. The veins contain vascular bundles, which consist of tissue with thick cell walls to support the leaf and stem. The cells of the leaf contain chlorophyll that will absorb light energy so that photosynthesis can take place. The leaf is thinned to allow carbon dioxide to quickly diffuse to the palisade mesophyll cells through the stomata. Air spaces between the spongy mesophyll cells increase the surface area to ensure that carbon dioxide reaches the mesophyll cells as quickly as possible. Both the upper epidermis and cuticle are thin and transparent to allow light to reach the chloroplasts in the palisade mesophyll cells. These cells are located near the top of the leaf in order to maximize the absorption of light by the chloroplasts. In your exams, you may encounter micrographs that look very different from the images in a textbook. It is therefore important to practice the skill of identifying leaf structure on them. The upper and lower epidermis should be simple to identify as they form the outer boundaries of the leaf in the micrograph and is only one cell thick. The palisade layer will contain cells that are column-shaped, and you may be able to see many chloroplasts in them. Unlike the images in a textbook, this part of the leaf may contain several layers of cells. The spongy mesophyll layer can be identified by the large intercellular spaces between the cells and is also several cell layers thick. Keep a lookout for guard cells in the lower epidermis. They can be identified as they are slightly different in size and appearance to the other epidermal cells. They surround the stomata through which gas exchange occur. Lastly, the waxy cuticle may be visible as a definite layer on top of the upper epidermis and sometimes the lower epidermis. The appearance and thickness of the cuticle may vary depending on the species of plant that is being viewed, but it will be recognizable by the lack of cells in this layer. In summary, leaves are the main plant organs responsible for photosynthesis, since they contain most of the chlorophyll. The main plant tissue that are found in leaves include epidermal, palisade mesophyll, spongy mesophyll, and xylem and phloem. The structure of leaves are adapted to ensure that photosynthesis occurs at a maximum rate. Don't forget to check out all our other fantastic revision resources here at Save My Exams.